Hello again and welcome back. This is episode 2 of Play the Trombone with Mr. Cole. And for episode 2 you'll need pages 9 and 11 of your school copy of Team Brass Trombone. You'll remember in lesson 1 we looked at how to put it together, keeping it this way up and putting the mouthpiece in the top. You'll remember we looked at B flat, which was the basic note, and you keep your lips fairly loose and you use your tongue to start the note. You'll remember that we use 6th position for the next note up, which was a C, and you may remember that we used the middle note, middle position, 4th position for the 3rd note. Can you remember which line of the 5 lines that 3rd note was? If they're the 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the note I just played, D, was the 3rd middle line. Good, so if we look at page 9, we're going to learn a new note, E flat. And like B flat, it's got that little shape of a B in front of it, which is musically a flat sign, and it lowers the sound a little bit. If you were playing on a piano, it would be one of the black notes. So, going for the first 3 notes from episode 1 first. Here is the new note. And if you'd like to look at your music on page 9, I'm going to play the top line there. The top line. I'd like you to follow the notes while I play it and then see if you can play as well. So here we go, top line on page 9. And a little reminder, they're hollow notes, so that means they have 2 counts on each note. Now you may have noticed that the 7th and the last note weren't 2 beats, they were 4 beats. And can you remember why? They were 4 beats because they are just simply round hollow notes with no stick. So they're 4 beats, 4 counts. We're going to skip now to the one called walking. And walking is the second one from the bottom of the page. And on walking you have a combination of the 1 beat notes and single beat rests and 2 beat notes and even a 4 beat note right at the end. So I'm going to play walking. You can follow it, then you can pause the video and try it on your own. So this is walking. And that completes that piece. And you'll notice that the one beat rests give you a good chance to really fill your lungs. Playing an instrument like a trombone, you really need to breathe quite deeply. Imagine a tub of ice cream in front of you, and you're going to suck all of the air out of it in one go. That much. It has to be that much. So now I'm going to turn over. You might like to pause the video and have a cup of tea. I'm going to turn over to page 11, 5-note patterns. And we're going to finish up with the second of the 2 notes you can play in first position. First position is the one at the top, the one we started with, and if you remember, we played the low note B flat. But like other brass instruments, and you might remember a bugle plays more than one note purely with your lips. If you tighten your lips a little bit and you blow faster, you should get the higher note. Low note, higher note, and you might like to practice just playing between the two. So that you really get used to the feel of both notes. B flat is the easiest one to get, but some people find that the higher one, F, is easy to get, but they're the people who have got really tight, what we call embouchure, mouth in French, embouchure. There we go. So if I look at the top of page 11, we have 5 notes there. We have the low B flat, moving out to 6th position, which if you remember was just above the metal parts on the slide, then to the middle position, 4th position, because the D is on the middle line, then the E flat, and finally the new note F, which is where the slide began, but with your lips a bit tighter. It should sound like this. And the next half of that line down again. So positions: 1, 6, 4, 3, 1, down again, 1, 3, 4, 6, 1. So now I'm going to play these exercises here. You can see them, just 5 notes, 4 1-beat notes and a 4-beat note, 4 1-beat notes and a 4-beat note. So they are the next thing on page 11. Here we go. Second half. Next line. And the second half of the next line. And as it suggests, you can make up your own 5-note patterns. There are many, many tunes in this world which only have 5 notes. See if you can think of at least one of them on your own. Also, be aware that the shape of the music follows the shape of the notes. If the notes go up, the sounds go up. If the notes come down, the sounds tend to come down. And that's the way it goes. So finally, in this session, I'm going to play the tune Step Around. Step around is the second line up from the bottom, and it really rounds up. It really rounds up the 5-note exercise that we've learned, the first 5 basic notes of learning a trombone. So I'm going to put the music on the stand. The first note's B flat. I'll find a B flat. There we go, found the B flat. So it's going to go 1, 6, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1. And it is a combination of 1 beat filled in notes, 2 beat hollow notes. Here we go. And there's a little note there that says the 2 dots at the end of the music, rather like a colon, if you know what that means. A colon in English means it's like a sentence, like a full stop, but it's like a double full stop. That means you repeat that section, so you would need to play it twice. I'm going to finish off with a little 5-note tune of my own. It's not one that I made up, it's one that I know, and I suspect you know it too. There you go. If you can play that tune, then you really are a successful trombone player. Thank you very much for listening, and look out for episode 3. Thank you. Goodbye.